Hello students. Today we will discuss that linear inequality, and before this classes were suspended. At that time we were discussing the same chapter, but we did only one class. Now today we will continue. What I will do, I will show you one or two questions which we discussed earlier, and I think you should be able to do that one. But still, if you have any doubts, I think it's better to discuss one question based on the things which I taught you in my previous class. So, I think I'll show you question number exercise 6.1, question number 12. Exercise 6.1, question number 12. So you have to solve the inequality for real x. So when we say real x, it means you need not to find different solution for natural number, integer. So if you remember, I gave you one method where I discuss about how to find the solution when x is real, when x is integer, when x is natural number. So in that case, that natural number and integers are not needed now because they already told that it is real number. So your question number 12 is to solve how 3x by 5 plus 4 greater than equal to 1 by 3 in bracket x minus 6. Now in most of the cases you have seen that in linear inequality we solve it like a equal sign, but in some cases we have to take care, and there are two different things which is in your syllabus that you have to take care of. Otherwise there are many more things we will discuss in our later classes or lectures. Now in this particular topic we will discuss only two important things. If you remember, if we multiply, if a is less than b and you are multiplying with m, multiplying both sides with m. So it depends, m is positive or negative. So if m is negative, then you multiply with both sides ma and mb. You have to change the inequality sign. It was less than, you have to make it greater one. And if m is positive, then ma, mb inequality will remain same. So multiplying with negative number, this inequality you have to reverse it, and multiplying with positive, you have to keep the inequality same. That one thing you have to remember. Another thing, if both numbers are positive, then taking reciprocal will change the inequality if both are positive. So if you take reciprocal, these two things you have to take care of. Otherwise other things is not in your syllabus, or you need not to do question based on that. But still those are important, and I will try to give one lecture on those topics also, or on those formulas also. So but for the timing we will only stick with these two. So now I am rubbing this. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this formula, but I gave this one in your class also. Now multiplying this with this, you will get 3x by 10 plus 4 by 2 is 2 greater than equal to x by 3 minus 2. Okay. Now we are bringing all terms containing x to one side and all rest of the term to the other side. So that will be 3x by 10 minus x by 3 greater than equal to minus 2 minus 2. Now, all of you know how to take LCM. So this part I think I need not to explain. So that will be 30. It will be 9x minus 10x greater than equal to minus 4. It will be minus x by 30 greater than equal to minus 4. So minus x greater than equal to 30, we are multiplying this side. So since we are multiplying with 30 both sides, we are multiplying with a positive number. So if you are multiplying with a positive number, this inequality sign will remain same. So this will be minus x greater than equal to minus 120. Now what you have to do? You have to find the value of x. That means this minus you have to remove. So in equality or inequality, wherever it is, you cannot remove a sign. That is, actually we multiply both sides with minus 1. So that means this minus x is multiplied with minus 1 and this minus 120 is also multiplied with minus 1. So are you multiplying with a positive number or negative number? If it is a negative number, then this inequality you have to reverse. You have to reverse it. That means is greater than equal to will become less than equal to. So this will give you x less than equal to 120. And if you remember, in my first class I told you that if you are writing the solution in real number, you have to use interval to represent it. You cannot write it directly as keeping in a curly brackets and everything. It should be in interval if it is a real number, because in this question x is real. It is given in the question. So it means you have to represent it with the help of intervals. So this is your somewhere here 120. This side is minus infinity. This one is plus infinity. So obviously x is less than 120. So from this side we are moving to left. So towards left is minus infinity. So write x belongs to minus infinity, comma 120. Now I have to choose which bracket we will use, open or close. So if I use open bracket, towards infinity it's always open. You cannot put a closed bracket there. Towards infinity it is always open, and this 120 you have to see whether equal sign is there or equal sign is not there. If it is there as equal sign, in that case you have to put a close interval. So close interval is always this third bracket, and this is your solution. I think it is clear to you. Okay, so this is your solution. Now there are some statement questions, and this statement question, I think few questions I will discuss it here, and few questions I will give you to try. So there are two questions, 21 and 22. and both of the questions are of the same type. So question number 22 I will do, and 21 you have to do it yourself. 21. To receive grade A in a course, one must obtain an average of 90 marks or more in 5 examinations, each of 100 marks. So there are 5 examinations, and if you want grade A, you have to score more than 90 marks. 90 marks or more, they said. If Sunita mark in first 4 examinations are, 4 examination marks are given, 87, 92, 94 and 95. And they are asking, find minimum marks that Sunita must obtain in 5th examination to get grade A in the course. 5th, we don't know. To get grade A, she should get 90 average, 90 or more. Okay, so let marks obtained in 5th exam be X. So it is X. How to find average of this 5 subject? What is the formula? To get the average of 5 subject, what you have to do? You have to add it. Add all the numbers and divide it by number of subjects. So it will be 87 plus 92 plus 94 plus 95 plus X divided by 5. This is the average of this 5 subjects. And to get grade A, it should be, average should be 90 or more. So I am writing 90 here. Now let us decide which inequality we have to put, less than or greater than. I think you can understand 90 or more, that means these marks, this average should be 90 or more, greater than or equal to 90. And in this manner you can get the value of X, and that is your answer. And this calculation I don't think I need to do for you, because all of you can do it yourself. It's a very simple one, and we did so many questions of this type of calculations. So this calculation part I don't think I need to explain you how to do this part. You do it yourself. Okay. Now it was question number. Oh, sorry, it was question number 22. 21 is the same type. You can do it yourself. Now 23 and 24, they are of same kind. So I think if I explain one, the next you can do it yourself. So your next one, 23. 23, I am discussing 23. 24, you do it yourself. Find all pairs of consecutive or positive integers, both of which are smaller than 10, such that their sum is more than 11. So your question is consecutive, positive, or positive integer. So if they are odd numbers. So if you remember odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7. What is the difference between two odd numbers? Between 5 and 7, what is the difference? Difference is 2. If I say consecutive numbers only or consecutive integer, don't mention, I am not mentioning odd or even. In that case, the difference will be 1 because that will be 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. But when we say it's consecutive or positive integers, so if I say odd, consecutive odd numbers, then it will be 5 and 7, there will be difference of 2. So let the two odd positive integers be x and x plus 2. This odd number you remember, because while finding our answer, this word has some meaning. That will help us. If we don't, if we overlook this word, we will get wrong answer. So this you have to remember. There is one more method. I don't think in that method you will find it easy. That will be difficult. You will find. So this method will be easier one. So that's why I am taking this part. So x and x plus 2. Then it is given both of which are smaller than 10. So there are two numbers, both are smaller than 10. Okay, so both are smaller than 10, so that means x is less than 10 and x plus 2 is also less than 10. Both. So implies x less than 10 and from here I will get the value of x. So that gives us x less than 8. Now from these two I have to take only one result. And how to find that result? You need not to worry about, no need to do some mental calculation. That's a very simple way. If I want to find a common answer of two inequality, these two inequality, make a number line. And these two numbers, 8 and 10, you mark it here. It says x is less than 10. If x is less than 10 means it will go to this side. This says x less than 8. It will go to this side. Now you have to take that part where both are present. It means you should take that particular part which is satisfied by both. If I take this part means greater than 10, you will find that it does not satisfy both the conditions. These are the conditions. If I take any number between 8 and 10, then it satisfies this 10, but it does not satisfy the second condition, x less than 8. But if I take x less than 8, then it satisfies both the condition. So from here I will get a common answer, x less than 8. This is one of the answer. Now second, it is given the question, both of which are smaller than 10, that we have already used, and their sum is more than 11. This sum of these two numbers is more than 11. So if it is more than 11, that is also an inequality. I'll solve that one. So 2x less than 9, x greater than 9 by 2. Okay, so we have two conditions. This one, this says x should be less than 8. it says x greater than 9 by 2. So 9 by 2 means it is 4.5. I will make a number line. From these two conditions, I understood this is 4, this is 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, x greater than 4.5. So it is more than 4.5. So it will be this side. X less than 8. That means this side. And they must be positive integer. So all numbers are positive integers. And this word odd, that means between this and this, which one are odd? So there are only two numbers which are odd. We cannot take 6, we cannot take 8. 8 we cannot take because there is no equal sign, but 6 we cannot take because it is not odd. So from here you will get x equal to 5 and x equal to 7. You got two numbers, but you have to find x and x plus 2. So if x is 5, x plus 2 will be 7. And if x equal to 7, x plus 2 will be 9. Putting x equal to 7 here, x plus 2 equal to 9. So you will get two answers, 5, 7 and 7, 9 is your answer. Now, with this, today I will finish my class here. The reason is because there is a problem in my mobile. I should have do one more question, but I'll try it. If it can be fixed, I'll make a further video of one more question. So question number 23 I have shown you. Question number 24 is the same pattern. You do it yourself and ask me if you find any difficulty. So up to question number 24, whatever is left, you try it once, and if you find any difficulty, contact me, give your doubts. I will try to show it in my next video. So thank you very much.